Good morning, everybody. Hello, good morning, everybody. It's 6:19 in the morning. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, 6:19 in the morning. It's 54 degrees. Nice day outside today. We'll see how it goes today. How is summer? Let's see who's in here. Benji, Exotics. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Yeah. Got my schedule for this week, and man, I gotta do a 12-hour shift Sunday. Today's Saturday. So tomorrow I gotta go in at 3:30 a.m. That means I gotta get up at 1 in the morning. 3:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Yeah. But that's alright. I need the overtime. Help me pay the AC bill faster. I still owe about $4,000 on it. I mean, it's paid for. I owe my son. I told him, lend me the money. That way I don't have to pay all the damn interest on credit cards. I'll just pay him. I'll see you. Nice day out there today. Yeah. So. Yeah, I've been cleaning up the house. And we found a little bit of mold inside where the AC was on the inside of the house, the split unit. Some of it was inside the house. That part there found some mold. I think this is old stuff that was there. It's been there. It didn't spread because it was. One time I remember my old washing machine. Welcome. Yeah, hit the. It was leaking water in my old washing machine. So I took it apart and replaced all the hoses, all the rubber hoses on it. Cost me about maybe probably like $30 for the hoses. And then I put new clamps on it too. So yeah, and the washing machine worked for another 4 or 5 years more, until it finally, how those old washing machines, now that you buy washing machines, they don't have that. You still could get the old-fashioned ones with the little thing that moves around back and forth, stick it in the middle. Well, now, they don't even have that, I have a thing on the bottom that kind of rotates a little bit. It shakes the clothes around, moves it to where it should be. But, now, I mean, everything's all sensors, weigh it, even how much the clothes weighs and stuff, so that it knows how much water to add, how much, pretty much everything. I don't know if it's more efficient or not. I mean, it's just like kind of like the car washes, those touchless car washes that don't touch your car. Well, if it doesn't touch your car, then guess what? It's not gonna wash it. It's not gonna knock off all the dirt. That's why on those ones they have like brushes in buckets on the entrance of the car wash. Because of course it's not gonna take off all the dirt. It'll take off the little bit of dirt on top, but the one that's stuck to the paint, the greasy dirt, it's not coming off unless you brush it. But yeah, here's that little part of the area that the internet kind of goes in and out here. Hopefully it doesn't go back that bad. We'll see. We'll find out. Yeah, so how's everybody doing? Welcome. Everybody, don't forget to hit the like button. Check out everybody else's channels. Check out all the channels that I have. A lot of good channels. James Guy, you got AAP, you got Iron Dog, you got Little Feedings, you got Kirkwood, My Animal House, Keys Constrictors. Let's see what else. There's Spider Mom, Mark the Spider Guy. Yeah, a bunch. There's so many. I got fishing channels, magnet fishing channels, real fishing channels, food channels. Got gamers, bloggers, all kinds of different channels. Reptiles, arachnids, people with tarantulas. Channels that help you with, if you want to know all about how to keep a tarantula. And that one is Tom Moran. Tom Moran's a good channel for that. So check out those channels, everybody. Yeah, so it's a nice sunny day today. It's in the 50s, 57 degrees today. Supposedly it's going to be nice and cool for maybe a couple of days, and then it's going to go back up to the normal summertime. Because I don't know. We'll see how it is the last week of April. Usually it always gets hot right on May. Where the nights, but June is when the real heat comes. June, July, and August, and September. Then until October 31st is when we start getting good weather here. Yeah, so how's everybody doing? Yeah, gas kind of went down a little bit. That's a good thing. But we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, summertime's coming. People start going, let's go out. Gas went down a bit. Yeah. It was at 5.35 on Sunday. And then this Thursday when I put gas, it was $4.99. So it did go down 35 cents at least. But still, half a tank, it's like $40 something. Yeah, and I have a Corolla, so I could imagine trucks and vans and those bigger trucks. But yeah, yeah, it's been getting that way. I think some parts of the U.S. are still getting snow and stuff. You know, welcome, welcome. I'll look at the chat later when I get to work. Usually on here probably 45, 50 minutes or so. The time it takes me to get to work. Not too much traffic going my way. Pretty good amount of cars coming the other way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember sixth grade. You know, we had this teacher, and his name was Mr. Iteraldi, and he was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, we used to play. You know, he used to like let us play tackle football. We weren't supposed to, but he would. And you know, we used to play baseball. You know, hardball baseball. You know, they don't allow you in elementary schools. You know, to play regular hardball. You know, you always with the softball. You know, under the slow pitch. But man, I remember it was kind of scary because this teacher, he used to, he was in the minor leagues, you know, and I think he was a pitcher. He was a pitcher in the minor leagues. So, I mean, he never made it big, but, you know, for us, it was kind of, I mean, one of my friends in sixth grade, he used to be the catcher, you know. And he used to catch the ball, you know, with those big mitts, you know, the big catcher mitts. Man, that thing would come in there flying, and it's like you could hear like, you know. And you know, he wasn't throwing it in that fast, the teacher. But you know, you had to stand up there, you know, and not be afraid of the ball, you know, and hit the ball. You know, he probably was throwing it probably at least 70 miles an hour, I'd say. I mean, little kids. I mean, I remember little league kids. They throw it pretty fast. Some of the pitchers, because pretty much that's all they throw is fastballs. I mean, you get once in a while you had some kids that threw some curveballs, but you know they weren't that. They ended up hitting the other little kids, walking them. But, you know, they didn't want kids, you know, doing those kind of pitches because then also it kind of messed up their arms, especially at a young age. You know. Yeah, so everybody should help each other, you know, grow your channels. And if you have the community tab, you know, share other channels out whenever they're live. You know, that's what I usually do. You can check my community tab, check all those channels that usually go live. You know, help them out, help them grow. Make sure you watch their videos. You know, leave a comment. That way they know you were there. That way they'll know. You know, people don't understand. You know, just because you hit the like button or you know, click, you know, to subscribe to them. You know, you have to do more than that, because then YouTube, you know, it's been doing a lot of I guess they call it purging, the channels, all the ones that supposedly are not real channels. But, there's a lot of channels out there that support other channels, but they don't have content. And they end up removing those. I don't think it's right. They shouldn't do that. But, it's because a lot of people abuse they have all these fake channels, I mean, some days, I mean, I've gotten subscribers, and all of a sudden the next day there's like 27 subscribers got removed. 10, it's like, what the heck, But I mean, it's a up and down. I mean, got my community tab. I mean, it took me a while. I mean, it kept going up. I would hit 500, 506, and then it would go down 589, go back up over 500, then it go back down. I mean, it was like roller coaster, up and down, up and down. But you just have to keep making videos, short videos. I think the short videos help me a lot on subscribers, because they get a lot of traffic. A lot of my shorts, they pretty much, over 500 views. I mean, I got one that did like went crazy, like 8,000 and something, almost 9,000 views. And there's things that people will watch, that you might think that they don't. I mean, I know this one channel, has a bunch of like he just does, videos of the moon and stuff like that, So one day I was at work, and then all of a sudden I look, and the moon looked kind of big. So I said, why not? So I made a short video of the moon, and that one, it got about like in a couple of days, it got over 1,000 views, I think it's probably like around 2,000, almost 3,000 views on it now, and a bunch of comments on there, And it was funny because one of the comments, some guy, he's all like, "Oh, what? It's the moon." It's like, what's so great about it? I'm like, I never even said it was great. I just put on there moon over California. It's like, but people do all kinds of different things, and always, people watching it. They got people with, like, there's this guy that he's from Indonesia. His name is, his channel is Zelda's Hot Wheel things, I think, or diecast, something like that. Zelda. And you can check on the community tab. I think I posted him on there. But this guy, he has a bunch of Hot Wheels, and he has a Hot Wheels track. He's doing, premieres and lives, and he does races. He has like a kind of like a board, with all these cars on it, and then they're like, they're after they win, then they move to the next level, and they're he makes it exciting. He does it like he's the announcer of the race. Oh, we got racing. It's real interesting, but the guy's from Indonesia, and then the other day he was on my live, and everybody was talking to him and stuff, and then he was talking about, that he did live in the United States for like 7 years when he was younger. I think he said he lived in Kansas. I mean, you never know. Maybe a tornado picked him up, and he ended up in Indonesia after the tornado. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I guess he moved back to Indonesia, and I mean, it's great, watching other people. There's this one guy. His name is Mr. Parker. Him and his wife, they go fishing, and the funny thing is that he's I mean, it's not funny, but the funny thing is, he has a boat. The funny part of it is that he has a boat, and he's actually legally blind. He's not supposed to be driving or anything like that. But then the other day on his live. He's over there. He's over there driving his boat. He has two other people on it. Kind of telling him which way to go. And then his wife wasn't with him that day because she usually reads the comments because he can't really see that good, so he can't see the little writing on his phone. So he's all like talking to her, like, you should be here. And then she's all like saying in the chat, don't be letting him drive the boat. He can't see. I mean, oh man, he cracks me up. And then one day he was out fishing, and then I guess she had something to do. She went on some trip, but she was still in the chat a couple of times, and he was mad because he couldn't read the chat. He's all like, "You're disappointing everybody." And then she's telling him, well, I had things to do. It's like, no, you have to be here. And then he's on his live, and then he has two phones. So he calls her. He calls her on the phone, and she doesn't know she's live, and she's talking to him, and it's like, no, this and that. Yeah, she's all like, and then she's all, you're yelling at me. And he's all, no, I'm not. Oh, they're going back and forth, but I think they put up with each other. I mean, he still gets around and stuff, and they go fishing. And he's all trying to teach her, but he's not everybody in the chat, he's not a good teacher at fishing, because he's set in his ways too, And then they were fishing, and the funny thing is, he's all like, he's all, hey, there's a fish on one of the poles, because they got a bunch of poles out. And then she gets up and she's like reeling it in, and then the drag, I guess the drag on the fishing pole, it wasn't right, so the fish got away. And then he's all blaming her, and then he's all like, hey, you're the one you didn't set the drag on it, right? So actually everybody in the chat was saying that it was his fault. And then she's the one, she caught a couple of fish, but he wasn't catching any. But then he's all like, oh, I let you catch them, because I want you to get practice. But, and then he doesn't hear very well either, so she was over here whispering at the chat, it's like, yeah, you know how he is. He starts nagging. But yeah, I mean, they're a pretty good couple, they go fishing and stuff. There's a lot of other fishing channels, And then, there's the James Gype guy also. He's good if you want to grow your channel. He helps out a lot of channels, I used to go into his. I got a lot of subscribers in his channel, because he gets a lot of people going in there, building their channel up. But then, it's like he says, just because you get those, you still have to work at it. You got to visit their channels, leave comments, because that's the way, you're going to get more people on your channel, because you got to visit other channels and look at their content. I understand people don't watch, your videos, but they say, you got to watch at least 3 minutes of a video. But I mean, I usually watch, videos of other people, I usually watch them at work, because I can be doing my job and I can still be listening to the person on the videos. I watch lives. I mean, I support a lot of channels as much as I can. Sometimes there's too many people. I mean, when I'm at work, I only got one phone.
at home, I have my laptop, I have the TV, I have an iPad, and I have two phones. So I watch, sometimes I watch multiple lives, support multiple people at the same time, and I mean, that's all you have to do, support people, maybe you're cleaning your house, maybe you're working on something. Hey, there's a bunch of other channels also that do like models, build cars, I mean, I used to build models too when I was younger. Haven't in a while. I used to go fishing too. I mean, I haven't gone fishing over 20, 25, at least over 26 years, I think. I mean, I might have gone, yeah, it's probably about 20 something, over 20 something years. I think the last time I went fishing. Yeah, and I think I got uh, a big mouth bass the last time. It was pretty nice size. I think it was probably like maybe a 3 pounder, maybe. It put up a pretty good fight. But yeah, I mean, it's you gotta relax, I mean, I'm 60 this year. I'll be 61, but I'm still not gonna be able to retire. You can't afford it, man, nowadays. Everything's so expensive. You think, oh man, finally getting, all these years, you're like, you're like underwater almost. Water's up to your nose, as they say. And then you now finally the water, got down to your belly button, and then it's gonna go back up again because it's all these prices went up. Yeah, I mean nowadays both parents have to work, and I think the sad thing is, parents, you have to be in their kids' lives. You have to, especially when they're younger. Once they're 5 years old, going to school, there's a little bit of more time because they have school, and then they also have those after school programs and stuff. But now with all that going around, a lot of people had to keep their kids in school. I mean, from school, keep them at home. Parents, no more babysitting. The teachers aren't babysitters anymore. A lot of the after school programs, they don't do them anymore because they didn't want the kids, too much contact. And it's like, and then you don't know who to believe. Everybody's, just because it's on the internet, never sitting there, like my brothers. Oh, it's on the internet, must be true. Nah, you could start any kind of rumor on the internet, and then people will start, oh yeah, hey, it's on there, it must be true. Look at these guys. If you're gonna get in the freaking highway, go the speed limit. Come on, guys, let's go. Yeah, so I mean, I got lucky. I got to, take care of my kid when he was small. My wife, well, she ended up getting disabled, but she could still, drive, and but she had to stay in the house pretty much. So she kind of, raised raised them at least, and then I was at the post office, then I got injured, so I was at home for a couple of years too, so we were both, raising our little one more. I mean, we always take them to school and pick them up, drop them off and pick them up, and people are, oh, you're being too protective. No, man, the thing is, no matter how old your kids are, the way I see it, hey, as long as they live in my house, I'm going to try to protect them as much as possible. Once they become an adult, and then they say, oh, 18, they're an adult. Nah, not really. They still don't think, they're not, they're not as smart, depending, as they say, you're not street smart, kids will still get fooled by people, by adults, by other kids that are more street smart, and then those I feel sorry for those kids that they call them the latch kids, the key, the ones that basically they have their own key to the house because they have to walk home and they get into the house, and these are little kids. I mean, I used to watch when I used to go pick up my kid at school, and he's in kindergarten, first grade. You see these little kids, they're walking home from school. Their little brother's taking care of the other brother. Oh yeah, when somebody grabs them, one's supposed to get away and run for help, and he's gonna identify who took them. I mean, they're barely learning how to read, and stuff. And this was always around. Abductions of children has always been around. For years, but people never knew as much. Why? Because the technology was not around. The only reason you would hear about some kid disappearing was because it was a rich kid and it was on the news. If it wasn't a rich kid, I mean, nobody. It's like almost like nobody cared. And then I remember in the 70s, when they started, the milk cartons. I don't know how old everybody is, but back then, they had the milk cartons where they had the faces of the kids that are missing. So you're like, oh, have you seen this kid? If you have, call the 800 number. And I mean, even some kid. I mean, I remember there was supposedly some kid. He's like, he looks at it and goes, hey man, that looks like my brother. And then he finds out that his brother wasn't even really his brother. He was kidnapped as a child, and he grew up in their family. That happens. They grow up and they think that they're in their family because they were stolen as a baby or as a 1-year-old, 2-year-old. In stores, grocery stores. And, when their parents are shopping, my kid was either in the cart or I had his hand. I constantly see parents letting their kids, roam the stores. They think that stores are safe. They let their guard down. And then they wonder why their kids get abused or stolen. Why? Because you think that they're safe. They're not safe in a store. There's cameras. Yes, there's cameras everywhere. But how are you going to identify somebody that's got now, especially now, right now, the way it is, where everybody's wearing masks, to protect themselves, and they're wearing, hoodies and stuff like that. You can't see their faces. You can't see anything, they might even be wearing gloves, long sleeves. So what are you going to identify? Maybe it was a man, maybe it was a woman, and I always see kids, and I always tell parents, because where I work at, they pay the electricity bill, and parents are always letting their kids run around, and I tell them, especially now with what's going on, like they need to be with the parents. I keep telling them, and parents, they don't like it because they have to become parents. It's like, I don't know, parents are, nowadays aren't being parents. I can't believe it. I mean, they're just like, kids are raising themselves basically. They give them electronics, they give them a phone, that's it. That's pretty much whatever they learn on TV or on the internet is what's raising our kids nowadays. It's terrible but true. We're letting other people raise our kids. That's why there's a lot of kids that end up doing bad stuff. Because why? Because there's other kids out there that are in worse shape, and guess what? They're gonna prey on them, or they're gonna make them do stupid things. Because why? Because you're not protecting your kids, not telling them. You got to talk to your kids about drugs, about people touching them that are not supposed to. As young, no matter how young they are, people think, oh, well, they're too young. No, they're not too young. Children are smart. They're at 3 years old. Kids learn so much. From 2 to 3 up to about 5 years old, they're like a sponge. The more you teach them, the more they learn. And you need to tell them. I mean, I remember my youngest child. Because I always ask him, hey, how was your day in school? Anything odd happened or anything. And if we don't talk to our kids, we're never going to find out these things. And then it's going to be too late when something bad happens. So I ask my kid always, so my youngest son, he tells me, that the custodian at school, he's been in the bathrooms, cleaning while they're there. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not right, And I told him, well, what is that he's talking to him and everything, and then he's telling him that he knows his grandma and all this, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, this guy, I don't even know who this guy is, and I don't think he even knows his grandma. So I go, that's it. I'm like, hey, that red flags right there. It's like adults shouldn't be in bathrooms where there's children. I don't care if they work there. If you're gonna clean the bathroom, you wait till the kids are all out. You close the bathroom, then you go in and clean it. And so I went and talked to the principal, and I told the principal, look, your janitor is cleaning the bathrooms and he's inside the bathroom, and I don't think that's right. And guess what the damn principal tells me? Well, he's a boy and he's a man. I'm like, what? Are you stupid? I told him, so you're saying, so he can go to the girls? Oh, no, the girls is wrong. Oh, so what? You think that guys don't molest little boys? Pedophiles? I was like, please, that, you're stupid. And I told him, I go, he's not supposed to be in there. Oh, well, all of our employees have gone through background checks. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's so stupid. And this is the principal of the elementary school. I'm like, oh, so you mean he hasn't been caught yet? I'm like, how many kids have been sexually abused by Little League coaches? Look at the Olympics. The girls that were sexually assaulted by that physician, that supposedly their doctor that was massaging them and doing bad things to the kids. And the parents, oh my God, parents are stupid. They were in there in the same room while their child was getting abused because they thought, oh, that's normal. No, it's not normal. Ask questions. Ask other people, other doctors. Don't assume that one doctor is God and is the last word. You need to have, talk to your children. So I told the principal, I go, if you're not doing anything about it, I'm going above you. Oh, he didn't do anything about it. So I went to the superintendent of the schools, and I told him what I found out. And then he goes, oh, no, that's not right. He's not supposed to be in there when the kids are in there. I go, no, really? I go, well, your principal doesn't see a problem with it. I think you need to educate him. I don't know what the heck is his problem. He doesn't understand. He thinks the world is Disneyland, I guess. So I was like, no. I go, so I told him, I go, if I find out that guy is still going in there and talking to my child, you guys are I'm going to sue you guys. And, oh man, after that, they changed the rules supposedly. But, all these things are happening in a bunch of schools, things like this are happening in schools, and parents don't know that their kids are in danger. Because why? Because we don't talk to our kids anymore. I mean, come on. When was the last time that, just think, everybody, think the last time that you talked to your kids, sat down and really talked to them. How was your day at school? We're living such a busy life now. We don't have time. We don't even cook anymore. It's all out, like order out. Oh, DoorDash. Yeah. I mean, people, it's good because, people have a job, but, every night, or, fast food, don't even make lunches for the kids, or, well, of course, a lot of kids eat at school, but I mean, even food. Oh, let's go. It's McDonald's. It's Jack in the Box. We need, and then electronics. Everybody's with the phone. Little kids. I mean, they're in kindergarten and they're with their phones. I mean, what's going on, man? My kids, my oldest, he didn't get a phone until he was in the university. My youngest, he got a phone when he went to high school. But still, it's like, oh, well, they need a phone. I go, no, they don't. It's like my brother, all his kids had phones. I'm like, what do they need a phone for? Oh, because they when they get out of school, well, the school has phones. Other friends, their other friends have phones. They can borrow their phones. It's like, you're giving kids phones, and then a lot of parents, they're naive. They think their kids can't get into anything. I mean, like all these websites, that are for adults. It's like, oh, what does it ask you? Oh, are you 18 or older? And what do you? Oh, click yes. Oh, click yes. Wow. Big protection of the children. And of course, it's going to allow it. Why? Because the phone wasn't purchased by a child. It was purchased by an adult, by you. So guess what? They can go on there. And then, they can do whatever they want. They can go on there and watch whatever they want. You've seen whoever's got into YouTube has seen a bunch of the crap that's in there that's like shouldn't even be on there, but it's on there. YouTube supposedly removes it, but by the time they remove it, how many thousands and thousands of views? I mean, look at what is it? IG. I mean, Jesus, the shit that they put on IG. It's like, I mean, it's pretty much porn, you know. And it's amazing what you can watch on there, and people let their children, watch this stuff. It's like, we need to protect our kids, everybody. You know, we need to, you know, yeah, give them a device, but then spend some time, talk to them. Don't just let the phone. Kind of I don't know if you ever. Everybody's probably watched The Simpsons. There was an episode. There's an episode of The Simpsons. Who's in here? Let's see who's in here. See Benji, Zelda. What's up? Hey, Choppies. Good citizen. Kelly. What's up, Bang? What's up? Hey, Gary, metal detecting. Gary, what's up? Hey, she stole my thunder. What's up? Yeah, I mean, nowadays, we need to protect our kids, man. They're always on that phone, They don't even I mean, you're sitting at the table and they're over there with their phones, they're like there they are playing with their phones, playing, with their brothers, talking back and forth, laughing and giggling. Why? Because they're talking about you. You're not even communicating even at the table. It's like when was the last time you sat down at a table to eat dinner, talk about what happened at school, what's going on. You'd be amazed. And you'd find out stuff that you thought you didn't know, and then they're you got to communicate, man. Everybody got to communicate with your kids. Can't let them. Like I was saying, The Simpsons. There's an episode where I think it was like a company picnic or something, and then Homer and his wife go over there, and then they have an area where the kids are playing, and then the Homer's, Marge, she comes into the room and he goes, "Oh my God, the kids aren't nobody's taking care of the kids in here, in the room." And then there's a big screen TV. So she turns on the TV and goes, "Okay, now that's it. Now they're taken care of." It's like, yeah, the TV is going to take care of them, It's like, hey, TWP, what's up? I mean, we let TVs and phone, YouTube, IG, whatever they're on, Twitter, all this other. I don't even go on Twitter. I mean, the only thing I have is IG and YouTube. That's it. And the only reason I got IG was because I won something from My Animal House. And he's all, to get your address, put it on my IG. I go, I don't have IG, so I created an account. Now I have it. I mean, I got over 500 followers now, and I follow maybe 600. And at first, because you even I got to the point where, like, oh man, I had to look at all the photos, and videos, like every day, every minute. I mean, I think I was spending so much time on there. Now IG, I don't really spend as much time on there. And I still post there. I think I haven't posted for a while. I was posting every day, the same as YouTube. Whatever I posted on YouTube, I would post on IG. And you get to the point where you're like posting. Sometimes we need a break. And just stay away for maybe a day, or something. And there's people that can't. It's like an addiction. You have to have. Oh, I got to get my fix. I got to get my fix of IG, or something. But I mean, it's that's the thing. But our kids. We need to pay more attention to our kids, man. Believe me. I mean, I was always called. Me and my wife were always called. Oh, you're overprotective.
I mean, even my sister-in-law, she's all her kid, let her outside by herself playing. She'd go walking to the because it was on the same block, the the chicken place and McDonald's was right across the street, you know, and then she's only like maybe 7, 6 years old, and let her go by herself is like, oh my God, you know. But they think they're safe, and then all of a sudden there's a supposedly a predator around. Oh, she can't go outside. What? So what? The predator wasn't around. All of a sudden you find out he's always been there. You just let you keep letting your guard down. Everybody, the world is not safe. We need to protect our kids. Everybody, you know. I mean, it's hard. It's a reality, man. We think that they're safe at school. They're not safe at school. Even at church, they're not safe at church. They're even at relatives. That's another thing. Everybody has that uncle or aunt. I mean, sad to say, relatives. Are a lot of the ones that get mess with our kids, man. We gotta protect them, man. Gotta teach them. Nobody's supposed to touch them. No matter. You tell me, don't be afraid to tell. You don't scare your kids not to tell you because that's what happens. Oh, don't tell your parents because that's what they use against them to scare them and say no because this is gonna happen. No, no, no. Don't tell your kids. Don't be afraid ever to say something that somebody does to you, no matter what, how if you think it's not important, always, because you're gonna find out that something's going on. You might catch it before it happens. So be careful out there. We need to protect our kids, man. So thanks everybody for coming in. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. God bless everybody. Till next time. And like he says, call mama, call your mama, tell her you love her because you don't know how long she'll be there. Bye, everybody. Till next time.